What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to my MotoGP 17 career mode. Today, we're here for episode number 10. That's right, we're now into double digits, and we're heading to Germany for the 9th round of the Moto3 World Championship, the last race before the summer break, of course. We're heading to the Sachsenring. Let's go. So here we are in Germany at the Sachsenring for today's qualifying session. It looks a little bit overcast, but it doesn't look like there's any rain going to be falling. Here we go, out of the final corner and now up towards the start-finish line, across the line to start our first qualifying lap here at the Sachsenring as we head down towards turn number 1. We jump hard onto the brakes, a very tight first corner. It's pretty much a hairpin through one of only a few right-handers on this track. Then we flick left for the first time. Now we've got up on the curb way too much through there. Just getting my line a little bit wrong, and now down to this long, slow right-hander. You just gotta be so patient. It's a very long corner. Then we flick the bike to the left for the first left in a series of left-handers. I think there's about 7 left-handers in a row. Now through number 3 or number 2 of those left-handers. Now we go left. Yet again, we just keep going left, winding our way around this track as we got a little bit too much on the curb. It's been a scrappy lap so far. I haven't played this game in a couple days, so this lap is going to be a bit all over the place. We keep going left, the 6th left-hander now, and only one more to go, and this is the one that always catches me out, slowing it down over that crest. Now we're about to flick the bike back to the right through this fast right-hander, and now we plummet down the hill onto the back straight here at the Sachsenring as well. 1.5 seconds down so far. Is now hard onto the brakes for the penultimate corner. Hold it tight on the exit. It's quite a late apex to that corner, and we open it up with one corner to go, a very tight corner, and we're sort of heading uphill. It's a tricky corner as we run it a little bit wide. Careful of that exit curb. It is a bit nasty. Across the line, a 1:29.6, 1.8 seconds off the pace. Our target time is a 1:27.1 if we want to be going for pole position. Only 4/10 off pole. We're now up to 9th place with a 1:28 dead. We are starting to find a little bit of pace here in Germany as we're battling with Rodrigo, I think that was, down into turn number 1. We're getting a bit of a slipstream down the main straight. 3/10 up after the first 3 sectors. Only 2 corners to go. Run it in a little bit too deep down into the penultimate corners. Now we're going side by side with Rodrigo again. His toe down the pit straight really did help us. He's giving us a bump into the final corner, and that's going to lose us a little bit of time. Can we get into his slipstream? Yes, we can. And we just miss out on pole. We ended up losing about 0.6 of a second in that final sector alone. And we're now up into 8th place, and we are still haven't quite cracked into the 27s. Come on, this has been a decent lap up to the line. And we miss out on pole by 13 thousandths of a second. That is unbelievable, missing out on pole by that little amount of time. But for now, I think I'm going to return to the pits. I've found sometimes the races haven't been the most entertaining when I just get pole and then try to piss off into the distance. And some people have said maybe I shouldn't do qualifying or not qualify quite so high. So I might see how that works here in Germany at the Sachsenring. Let's just skip time a little bit as Bulliger now goes top. Mir then takes it back, and we've dropped all the way down to 5th place, even 6th place now by the end of the session, but that is okay. Mir has taken pole with Bulliger and Finardi on the front row of the grid. Then you got Canet, Martin, and myself on the second row, and I think this will be the first time in possibly the entire season, or for a very long time, that I have not been starting the race on pole position, but that's okay. We're still in the front 2 rows of the grid, so it should make for an interesting race. Just behind us, we have John McPhee, DG Antonio, and our teammate Niccolo Antonelli. It's race day here at the Sachsenring, and it's a nice 31 degrees, but there is a thick layer of clouds, so there is always that threat of rain. But at this stage, it looks like we will have a dry Grand Prix.
Marshals wave the green flag, the riders can focus their thoughts and prepare to race another German Grand Prix here at the Sachsenring circuit.
Here we go, it is race time here in Germany. We get the bike into first gear, the revs rise, the lights come on, and it's lights out, and away we go. The German Grand Prix is underway, and it's been a decent start from 6 positions. We're already up into 4th as we head down towards turn number 1 right on the back of Romano Finardi as Canet tries it right around the outside of turn number 1. We've got the inside line though, but now it's the outside for turn 2 on the outside of Aaron Canet, and he gets that move done, but can we try it back? Up his inside into this right-hander, yes we can. Up the inside of Canet and back into 4th place, as it looks like Mia has dropped back a little bit at the start. He started on pole position, he's lost out. Down to 3rd as we run it too wide, and Canet just sneaks through as now McPhee is trying to do the exact same thing, and he just pushes us out of the way and takes our 5th place. We're now down to 6th through this long left-hander. This is where I do struggle at the Sachsenring. Getting the line right through all these long right-handers is very tricky as we're on the back of Philip Early. We both run a little bit wide. Loy gives it a little bit of a touch. Our front wheel lifts off the ground, and we've dropped all the way down to 11th place. A bad start to this German Grand Prix. We just need to compose ourselves. Moto3 can be like this. Very pushy and shovey. Bikes all over the place as now we head down the back straight for the first time in this race. Is Mino going to try it up our inside? Yes, he is, as we run it very wide, and Norridine has come out of nowhere up into 11th momentarily. We get the better run around the outside and back into 11th, and right now we need to work about catching back up to that front 10. Livio Loy sitting there in 10th place as we finish lap number 1 of 15 here in Germany as we head down the pit straight towards turn number 1. Can we try something on the brakes? We're a very long way back, but if these guys start pushing and shoving through here, it gives us a chance, as Bastianini has lost out at turn 1 and dropped back to 10th place as we are in 4th gear for some reason. For some reason we're in a way too high a gear. Old Mino pushing up our inside through the fast left-hander, and he gets that move done. Now it looks like Philip Ertl is going to try it up the inside of this next left-hander right around the outside. No, we can't hold it, and Ertl takes 12th place from us as now up towards this tricky left-hander. You just got that crest right at the start of the braking zone. It makes that braking zone very, very difficult as now we flick to the right and down the hill as we miss a gear there slightly, and it looks like we've lost a lot of ground to Ertl in front of us as Norridine is looking up our inside down into the penultimate corner, but we hold it right around the outside. Oh, that's too deep into the final corner, and Norridine doesn't capitalize on that as we run it a little bit wide onto the exit curb. And we're just going backwards in this German Grand Prix. We start lap number 3, and we've gone from 6th to 13th place in this race after only 2 laps. We really need to start the fight back. This is a long Grand Prix in terms of laps, as it is a very short lap as Norridine sneaks up our inside into turn number 1. Can we try it back up his inside down into this right-hander? Yes, we can. We run it a little bit deep, and Norridine is back up our inside. Can we go around his outside on the exit of the right-hander? Yes, we can, and back into 13th place, and we really need to focus on catching up to Philip Ertl, but Norridine is pushing back up our inside through that left-hander, and he gets that move done. Can we try it back up his inside into the next left-hander? No, we are not quite close enough. In the slipstream of Norridine, can we look up the inside down into turn number 1? Yes, we can. Now onto the brakes. Just make sure we get the bike stopped for the corner, which we do. We just cut off Norridine as he was thinking about it up our inside, and we're back into 13th place, and we really need to catch up to this pack in front. Our little battle with Norridine has really lost us a bit of time, and this battle is not finished just yet, as Norridine tries it up the inside of the right-hander, but he can't make that move stick, as now he's trying up the inside of the left. This is where I struggle just getting the bike on the right line through all these left-handers. I find it very, very difficult. I will admit, this is one of my worst tracks on the calendar, so we are in the slipstream of Norridine down the pit straight as we start lap number 5 of this German Grand Prix up the inside of Norridine, but he's going to outbrake us around the outside. We get it back up the inside. He thinks about switching back to our inside, but he can't make that work. And we've got the move done back into 13th place. As you can see, that pack ahead over with 12th place and Livio Loy and Aya Bastian. Oh, we've cut onto the grass, and we've got a 1.25 second penalty. That's not good. This race really is not going well for us here in Germany. Now it's turning into damage limitation as Norridine sneaks up our inside. Even if we beat a bike just over the line, that penalty is going to come back to haunt us. We start lap number 6 of this German Grand Prix. We're in the slipstream of Norridine, and we sneak up his inside before we even get onto the brakes for turn number 1. But he's going to come back up our inside into turn number 1. We switch back to his inside, get nice drive out of the corner, but now he's got the inside for turn number 2, right around the outside of Norridin. We can't quite make that stick, but dive back. Up his insides now, we run deep and he switches back. Can we switch back to his inside? No, we can't. We gave the back of his bike a little bit of a tap there, as now we've got really wide, and that's opened the door for Jules Danilo, who sneaked up our inside into 14th place, as we have dropped back to 15th. We are in the last points paying position, and we have that 1 second penalty, so if the race was to end right now, we've got Ramirez within a tenth of us, and he will get that position. No, he's going to get the position anyway, and so is Guevara, as we run it very wide. This race is going badly, and it keeps going downhill right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we're right at the back of the pack by the end of this Grand Prix. Oh, Guevara is battling with Danilo as we start Ramirez, I should say. Danilo's further up the road, is now in the slipstream of Ramirez. We pull to his inside and we make 2 overtakes down into turn number 1. Just keep the bike to the apex and we'll run it deep. Ramirez back up our inside, but we just block off Guevara through turn number 1, is now through turn number 2. Can we try something into 3 on Ramirez? Look up the inside. No, we've tapped the back of his bike. Can we try it up the inside? Yes, we can. And now into 15th place, the last points paying position. But that penalty is going to lose us that place when this race finishes. Now we're just going to try to catch back up to Norridin up ahead, who looks like he's got passed by Danilo's. Ramirez is pushing up our inside through the fast left-hander, and he takes 15th place from us. Oh, Guevara pushes up our inside through the last of the left-handers here at the Sachsenring, and he takes 16th place from us. We're well out of the points now. It'll be a miracle if we can score any points at all here, and it looks like we could lose our championship lead here at the German Grand Prix. But actually, I can't remember what my lead was, because I haven't played this game in a few days. I've forgotten what my championship lead was, but now we're on the outside of Guevara. Nice traction out of the final corners, and now onto lap number 8 into 16th place. Make that 15th now as we slipstream past Ramirez as we now head down towards turn number 1. Keep the bike to the inside, but Ramirez is going to force that door open and retake 15th place from us. Can we try it up the inside of turn number 3? We've tried it a few times. Can we make it work this time? Down into turn number 3, up on the curbs, up the inside of Ramirez. We run it a little bit wide, very wide, I should say, right on the exit. We just hold on to the position, but now we've gotten wide through the first of the left-handers, and that's lost us that place. We just hold on to Guevara, parking the bus a little bit through that left-hander, and now we are back to 16th place. We're using a lot of curb there, almost getting up too high on the curb and into the grass. Oh, Guevara sneaks up our inside through the final of those left-handers, and he takes 16th place from us. As now we're down into 17th in the slipstream of Guevara, down to the penultimate corner. We've run it a little bit deep. No, we've just pulled up as Guevara has parked it on the apex. I thought he was taking a narrower line than I was, but then he just washed out a little bit wide. But now up the inside of the final corner, we get that move done. Back into 16th place, but still, it is not a points-paying position, and that penalty hanging over our head will give him that place back. As now in the slipstream of Ramirez, and it doesn't look like we are quite close enough. That battling, oh, we've run it deep into turn 1, but that battling with Guevara may have just lost us some precious time to Ramirez up ahead of us. Oh, here comes Guevara up the inside of that last left-hander. The same move yet again. I just seem to get the line wrong, and he's able to capitalize. Every single lap is now to the outside, down into the penultimate corner. Can we do it right around the outside of Guevara? Doesn't look like we can quite pull that move off, but can we try it up the inside of the final corner? Yes, we can. No, we can't. We run it too deep, and he switches back to our inside and retakes 16th places now across the line. We start lap number 10, and we just tap the back of Guevara's bike. I was going to go to the inside, but I was on the outside, and I just miscalculated that a little bit. We're going to dive up his inside, down into turn 1. We've run it so deep. That was just a stupid move, and now we have lost that position. I don't think we're going to be close enough to throw it up the inside of turn number 3. This race has just gone from bad to worse. We are now out of the points. No chance of points at all here in Germany. Oh, and there goes Sasaki up our inside through that left-hander. Can we throw it back up his inside into this next left-hander? No, we are not quite close enough. We're now all the way down to 18th place. With our penalty, we could be out of the top 20 at the checkered flag as Rodrigo sneaks up our inside as we get the line wrong through that left-hander. Like I said, I do struggle at the Sachsenring, and that is very evident in today's Grand Prix, as now we are only 19th place. One place out of the top, one place within the top 20, I should say. I'm forgetting how to talk. I can't ride the motorbike, and I can't seem to commentate today. It's just not a good day for me as we almost lose the place down into the penultimate corner, but we just hold on for now. Oh, a bit wide through that final corner as we start lap number 11 of 15 in the slipstream of Rodrigo down the pit straight. We pulled to his inside earlier this time, and we get that move done, or do we? Now he's pushed us a little bit wide. Actually, he didn't tap us, but the psychology of it, I lifted off the brakes a little bit, and I ran wide into Sasaki and give him a little bit of a hit, but the positions have remained unchanged, thankfully. We're just making so many mistakes here in Germany. We are all over the place today. Is now on the back of Sasaki. Can we try it up the inside of the left-hander? No, we can't. Yes, we can up the inside of the next left-hander. We get that move done now into 17th place. Oh, up the inside he goes. We can't quite make that move stick. That was Rodrigo having a look up our inside into the penultimate corner, but he couldn't make it stick. But now up the inside of the final corner, he gets that move done for 17th place. But we get better traction off the final corner. We retake 17th place as we now have 3 laps to go of this German Grand Prix. Oh, here comes Rodrigo up the inside of this left-hander, and Sasaki is trying to follow him. As now, oh, we've hit the back of Rodrigo in the braking zone there, and he is snuck. Sasaki is snuck up the inside, and Rodrigo has lost out massively, is now down onto the back straight. We're going to get in the slipstream of Sasaki. We're not going to be close enough down into the penultimate because we run it a little bit deep, cut it back to the apex quite nicely. There is now in the slipstream of Sasaki down the pit straight. We should have a decent chance, assuming we don't run it too deep into the final corner, which we don't now into the slipstream of Sasaki. We start the penultimate lap of this German Grand Prix at the Sachsenring. Up the inside of Sasaki, down towards turn number 1, onto the brakes for the first corner. Hold the bike hard to the inside of the circuit, and we hold on. We take 17th place, I should say, from Sasaki with 1 at... Oh, there goes Sasaki back through into 17th place. We don't hold on to 17th from Sasaki, but now we retake it up the inside of turn number 3 as we have less than 2 laps to go. Sasaki is sneaking back up our inside. We go back up the inside of Sasaki. It's turning into a ding-dong battle between me and the Japanese rider. I think he's Japanese, as we head through another one of these fast left-handers. Oh, that was a little bit wide. Is Sasaki gonna go for it? Yes, he is, and Rodrigo follows him through, and Pagliani, as now we just push Pagliani a little, I think that's how you say his name, a little bit wide. It's now down to the penultimate corner. He's going to come back up our insides. We run it very, very deep, and Suzuki has snuck through, and so has Binder. Is now down to the final corner. Can we try it back up the inside? Yes, we can. Up the inside of Suzuki, a double overtake there, back into 19th place. We start the final lap of this German Grand Prix past Rodrigo, now into the slipstream of Sasaki, up his inside, down into turn number 1, and all the way back into 17th place. We head down to the first corner, hold it tight to the apex so nobody can sneak up our inside. Now into turn number 2, hold it tight to the apex yet again, and now into turn 3. It looks like we are safe for now. Don't let the bike run too wide, but you need to run a little bit wide through that corner because it's sort of got 2 apexes, turn number 3, and we hold on to 17th for now. But we've got a bike right behind us. That is Rodrigo looking up our inside. It looks like he's got that move done. Can we look back up his inside through this long left-hander? No, we can't. We're not quite close enough. Now through this next long left-hander to his outside. Careful not to run the bike too wide, as now Sasaki is sneaking up our inside, and now into this right-hander sideways on the brake. Sasaki has snuck through, and so has Binder, and so has Suzuki. Now down to 21st place. We have 4 corners to go, and is there really that much point fighting this hard? We do have a whole second worth of penalty for that corner cut earlier on in the Grand Prix, but back up the inside of Suzuki, back into the top 20 now on the back of Rodrigo. We're going to have to try something very aggressive down into this final corner up the inside. I think that was Binder now side by side with Sasaki. We've got the run across the line in 17th place, but that penalty is going to drop us all the way back. Wow. What a disaster of a Grand Prix here in Germany, as Niccolo Bulliger has gone and won the Grand Prix with Mir and Mino joining him on the podium. Our teammate Niccolo Antonelli getting all the way up into 4th place with Aaron Canet in 5th. Then you got John McPhee in 6th, Jorge Martin 7th, Philip Erdl in 8th. Romano Finardi, I believe he started on the front row. He dropped all the way down to 9th place. Then you got Fabio Di Gianantonio rounding out the top 10. And now we have to scroll down a little bit to find ourselves, and we drop back to 22nd place with that penalty. Unfortunately, we did cross the line in 17th with Sasaki, just in front of Sasaki, but that penalty has dropped us all the way down into 22nd, but it doesn't really make a difference. Either way, we would not have scored any points at all. So, in the championship standings, that race hasn't actually hurt us all that badly. We still lead the championship by a comfortable 21 points to Johan Mir in 2nd place. Then you got Aaron Canet sitting in 3rd place. He's 35 points off myself, with Niccolo Bulliger just 3 points behind him. In the constructors standings, KTM continue to lead. We have a 38-point lead over Honda at this stage, and Mahindra and Peugeot still haven't scored any points at all. Yeah, back into the garage. No Parc Fermé celebrations this time. A disappointing race here in Germany, I will say. It was a bad one. That's our first properly bad race of the season, but you know, not every race is going to be perfect. You're going to have a few bad races, and it came here at the Sachsenring, which, like I said during the race, doesn't particularly surprise me. This is one of my weaker circuits on the entire calendar, so hopefully we've got our bad race sort of out of the way, and we can bounce back into form after the summer break when we head to the Czech Republic, to Brno, and now we get our reputation. We don't get much reputation at all today, only 632 reputation total, and that'll push us up to 148,000, I believe now, which is almost halfway to, I believe, one of the top Moto2 rides, I should say. We got 300,000 we need to get onto like a Mark VDS or a KTM bike in Moto2 for next season. We're currently just under half of that at the summer break, the midway point of the season. So hopefully, if we do go on to win the title, we get a nice bonus of reputation at the end. That should just push us over the mark to get one of those top bikes in Moto2. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Next time out, we head to Brno for the Czech Grand Prix, but that'll be in the next episode. That is all for today, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I certainly haven't. It's been a bad race for me, and I apologize for making you watch some of that horrific riding that I was putting on display in today's video. Hopefully, we'll be back on form in Brno. I do really like the Brno circuit. It is an awesome track, and I'm looking forward to that one very, very much. But that'll be in the next episode. That'll do it for today, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do smash a like on this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Up next, Fitcho, and I'll see you all next time.